Raptors fans, Raptor Nation, what's going on, guys? We finally did it. We were finally able to trade Goran Dragic. This is a man that's only played 5 games for the team this season and hasn't even been with the side since middle of November. It's our only move of the deadline, so let's get into it. Let's break it down and I'll tell you everything I like about it and what I don't like. But before we get into that, guys, please make sure to leave a like on this video, share and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate any support you're willing to give. And also, if you're feeling up to it, please give me a follow on Instagram and TikTok at SportsButCasually. Finally, I want to apologize for getting this video out so late. I only came home from work about 20 minutes ago, so I'm only now getting time to film, and by the time I edit and get this out there, it's going to be a couple of hours late. So, I'm behind the 8 ball, yeah I know, but hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So yeah, guys, the Raptors traded Goran Dragic and our 2022 protected first round pick to the San Antonio Spurs for Thaddeus Young, Drew Eubank, and a 2022 second round pick via the Detroit Pistons. Our first round pick is protected 1 to 14 this season, 1 to 13 next season, and if it doesn't convey in that time, it'll turn into 2 future second round picks. Oh, and we also waived Drew Eubanks earlier this afternoon. Right off the bat, I don't like the fact that we had to give up our first round pick this season to move on from Dragic. That just goes to show you how much of a negative asset he was. I know it's protected, but chances are it's going to convey this season. We do get the Pistons second round pick this draft though, which I do love because at the time I'm recording this video, the Pistons have the worst record in the league, so that pick will be like 31, maybe 34 if they string some wins together to close the season. But in essence, we traded back 10 spots to get essentially a late first round pick. So it does kind of soften the blow. Now for the man of the hour, Thaddeus Young, or as he's sometimes referred to as Thaddy Daddy. I can't believe I just called a grown man that. What is wrong with me? He's 33, he's an expiring contract, and he's only played in a handful of games this season. 26 to be exact. And in those 26 games, he's put up some decent numbers. But he didn't get much of an opportunity with the Spurs this season because the Spurs are going through their youth movement right now, and they're also pretty loaded in the front court. But Young has been a solid starter / role player for his entire career. And if you want to kick it back to last season, he was one of the best bench players in the entire league. He took a leap in his playmaking, he was still a great defender, he hustles hard, and although his 3-ball did dip last season, he still has the potential to space the floor and knock it down from beyond the arc. He's kind of like the base form of Scotty Barnes if Scotty never realizes his full potential. Which I know it sounds a lot meaner than it should, but that's still a very solid NBA player. He's an instant upgrade to our front court, and I know we're really deep in that position, but I think his playmaking gives us an option that a lot of our players, our reserves, don't have right now. And I think he fits very well with his team. He plays defense well, he hustles hard. He won the NBA Hustle Award last season, which I didn't know was an award, and I'm sure you didn't know was an award, but he did win it. His experience and versatility will be a great addition to this roster, especially our bench. And I think he'll be a really good mentor to Scotty B. He's also $5 million cheaper than Dragic, so now that we're safely under the luxury tax, we now have the ability to go after somebody in the buyout market if they become available. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I was hoping for a trade and getting a player with a little more pizzazz. Maybe a Miles Turner here, or a Jakob Poeltl here. Just something with a little more flavor to it. But Thad Young is the best we could do, and Thad Young is a very solid player. He could bring a lot to this team, not to mention he's also an expiring, so we could still retain our cap flexibility for the offseason. I know a lot of people are disappointed and upset with this trade, especially by the fact that we had to give up our first round pick this season, but it is to be expected when you're trading such a negative asset. I mean, just ask the Mavs with Porzingis. The most important thing is that we got a trade for Dragic, because any trade for Dragic was an instant positive. I'd rather have a guy that will sometimes play on our bench than a guy that's not going to play for the rest of the season. And yes, the lineups are going to be very, very weird, but at least it'll be interesting. And with the trade deadline already wrapped up, a lot of teams have gotten better. The Nets, the Sixers, the Celtics. But I would just like to point out that the last time the Raptors made a deal with the Spurs, we won a championship. So do with that information as you will. But guys, that is the end of this video. There's just some quick thoughts about this trade. I wish we could have gotten something better, but I guess it was really hard to. But nonetheless, Thad Young, welcome to Toronto. Welcome to the Raptors. I hope you play well. I hope you help out our bench because God knows we need it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys have a great night and I shall see you all next time. Later.